Let's see what happens today. Because personally, I'm not in the mood today. Hi, whoever just popped up. We in the car today. Because I honestly just don't. I'm not in the mood. I'm really not. But we're going to do it. I'm finna get her done. It's finna be short AF. Because I really didn't read that much today. I look, you might just start. Because I am gonna go in the house. But okay, y'all. Or one person. Whoever's still on here. I'm gonna go ahead and start. And then whoever watch it can watch it. But okay, today on Hood Stories. Okay, really previously on Hood Stories. On Hood Bible Studies. Because last time we were they had made Joseph or whatever. They had made him head of everything in Egypt. Because, he had helped them like interpret their dreams or whatever. So this time their brothers is supposed to come back to see him, okay? Now y'all know he said that the Pharaoh's dreams or whatever, it meant that it was supposed to be 7 bad years and 7 good years. At this point in time, it's where they're supposed to be having 7 bad years, okay? So his brothers, they go on a journey to Egypt because obviously that's where everybody's supposed to go get their food or whatever, their grain. And so Jacob, their daddy, he thinks that Joseph is dead. So he's like, you know what? I'm not going to have both of my kids by Rachel, like, go out and die with y'all. So you know what? Y'all need to go ahead and go get some food and then come back, okay? So the brothers travel to Egypt or whatever to go get the grain so they can be good and they won't starve during this time. And so when they get there, they know it's their brother. They didn't need to stop playing. They knew that that was their brother. They knew. And either way, Joseph basically seen them, and it said that he knew who they were, but he was pretending like, oh, I don't know them on some stuff. And he was using an interpreter. So Joseph really childish. But he was using an interpreter to talk to them and was like, okay, nah, y'all spies. Like, who are y'all? Why are y'all coming out here to, like, get food or whatever? And they're like, no, we promise we're not spies. Whoop-de-whoop. It's 12 of us, and, our little brother is at the house, and our daddy didn't want us to bring him such and such. Whoop-de-whoop. So Joseph is like, nah, I don't believe y'all. I really think y'all spies. But if you go get your little brother and bring him back to me, I'll know that y'all telling me the truth, okay? So he tells them, okay, so only one of y'all gets to go back. And then the other people were going to stay in prison, and whenever they came back, that, they would let everybody else out of prison. But in his head, he thought that was doing too much. So he basically told them, you know what, everybody can go but one person. So everybody left, and it was Simon Simpson, something like that, something with an S. One of the brothers that started with an S, he was the one that was left back in jail. So they left and went home, and they real life left their brother back there, and basically told their daddy, they told their daddy, like, okay, he said, well, whoop, whoop, everyone, whoop, 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 whoop. So whenever they had left or whatever, he had gave them their grain, and initially he had put the money that they paid for the grain back in the bag. So they were like, oh, dang, like when they sat down before they got all the way back home, they were like, bro, it's still money in the bag. Like, they gonna think we stole this. So whenever they did get home, they finally told their daddy or whatever, and they were like, he said that we need to bring our little brother back or we can't get Simon Simpson, whatever his name is. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm not sending my son with y'all. You, like, and then Judah started to talk and was like, bro, I'm going to keep him safe and this is that and the third. And it's like, no, bro, like, I sent my son with y'all last time and he come up dead. This one not going with y'all, period. So they told him they weren't going if they couldn't go because Joseph had already told them, like, you're not allowed to see my face if you don't have your brother, period. So they told their daddy they weren't going. And whenever they did that, they basically went until they didn't have no more food. So brother, he was sitting in jail anyway. But okay, so after so long, you know, it was time for them to get some more food. So their daddy Jacob was like, y'all need to go back to Egypt and get us some food. But they told him again, we're not going without the brother. So he finally told them, you know what? Cool, y'all could take him, but if something happens to him, like, I'm gonna die. Like, I will literally die in front of y'all. And Judah told him, like, if something happens to our little brother, like, you can blame it on me. It'll be is what it is. That's my bad. So they took his brother back to Egypt or whatever. And mind you, this is Joseph blood brother, like same mama, same daddy. So when he seen him or whatever, like, he was crying. He didn't know what was going on. Like, well, he didn't cry in front of them, but whenever he seen him, like, he still acted like he didn't know them. But he released Simon, well, whatever the S name, he released them. And he was just like, okay, I'm gonna prepare a feast. So they scared. They're like, what's really going on? Like, are we finna die? But it wasn't even nothing like that. So his guard or whatever, he told them, just chill. It is what it is. Whoop-de-whoop. Y'all just finna eat. So whenever they came together or whatever, he came in, Joseph just had started asking them questions like, oh, is your father still alive? Is basically all regular questions that you would ask your family, but they technically weren't family at the time. So, oh, excuse me, y'all. But okay, so after he had did all that, he basically was about to send them on their way and gave them double what they came to get or whatever. And mind you, the brothers had tried to give the money back. They told the guard, they were like, okay, I thought like this was a mistake or whatever, and we didn't want you to think we stole anything, so we brought extra money on top of what we came to buy. So their brother ended up like packing all their stuff and was like, okay, y'all good. And he put the money back in the bag, and he ended up putting like his little silver cup inside of the youngest brother's bag. And whenever they had left or like started to walk off, Joseph had told his servant or like the gatekeeper, he was like, run after them and tell them hold on and come back. So when he ran after them, he was kind of like, how dare y'all? He really set them up right here. But he was like, how dare y'all steal from us when we have been so nice to you, and this is that and the third. And they swore up and down that they didn't steal nothing. And like, we didn't take nothing. If we did, you could take all of us as servants or whatever. And he was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm only gonna take the only person who stole something. That's the only person I'm gonna take. So he went through their bags from oldest to youngest, and lo and behold, the cup was in the bag. So he was like, you're a stealer, whoop-de-whoop. And he was just like, no, that's impossible. If you're going to take him, take all of us. He said, no, like, I'm only taking the person who stole something. But they all ended up returning to Joseph's house or whatever. And he was like, so y'all stealing and this is that and the third. And Judah basically owned up, and he was just like, bro, look, my daddy said that if we take him and we don't bring him back, like, he's gonna die in front of us. Like, I'd rather like not go back at all versus see my daddy die on some shit. So he was like, okay, you know what, it is what it is. And after he starts talking about his daddy, that's when Joseph was like, okay, enough is enough. And he basically came clean and was like, you know what, I'm your brother. Hi, hello. And they were like, what? Everybody was confused, but he was like, yes, I'm your brother Joseph. And yeah, I think, yeah, after that, he basically told them, okay, here's some more food, and I want y'all to go get my daddy, tell him that I'm alive and breathing, and tell him what happened, what y'all did, and bring my daddy out here to live by me, and I'm gonna do everything for him. I'm gonna support him, clothe him, feed him, whatever. And boom, y'all, that was really all that was. I promise I'm not trying to make these long at all, but that's really all that happened today. I really didn't read much. I only read for like 30 minutes today. But yeah, that was the story of his brothers coming back to see him after he was after they sold him to be imprisoned. But okay, y'all, I hope y'all like y'all little daily dose. It ain't as like, I mean, it's interesting, right? But it ain't like as interesting as like the first few stories. The first few stories had me like bombarded. But yes, I hope y'all grabbed y'all wine, grab y'all weed. I'm finna go in the house. Yeah.